Welcome back. Vince Rader's with us today. He's a Putnam County Commissioner. We're talking a little bit about and giving an update on that opioid settlement. Vince, if you could walk us back in time, tell us how this all came about. I remember years ago they started talking about this and making some of these big drug manufacturers pay up for flooding the market with opioids and pain pills and that kind of thing. Go back in history and tell us how this all came about.
The three big pharma, wholesale, and distribution companies have to pay, and a different lawsuit, Johnson & Johnson. And it came to $26 billion. Approximately the attorney fees, and that is between $2 and $3 billion. They pretty long time getting this settled. And other costs bring down the distribution in the neighborhood of $23 billion. The way it'll be distributed is 30% go to local jurisdictions, which mainly the county, the municipalities or cities, villages, and townships. If they get a yearly payment, if it's less than $500, it goes to the county. 15% goes to the state for what they got in this, and 55% goes to the Opioid Foundation. Our region will get in the neighborhood of $6 billion over 18 years. And this committee will decide what project is worth funding. Might be remediation, law enforcement, but this money has to be spent all three jurisdictions. The deal was with these pharmaceuticals that it would be spent on opioid situations, remediation, judicial things to prevent opioid issues in the future.
And Vince, you said some of that money's come trickling in already?
Yeah, we got, like our county got $10,000, and the municipalities and the townships, I haven't heard much. Ottawa, here, a village where we're in, they asked, how can this be spent? It's basically got to be spent on opioids, and records got to be kept and all this and that. But a municipal village like that, they can turn it back to the county for the county to distribute it or to spend it.
Vince, is it tough to, in a sense, you know how much money in theory you'll be getting, but is it tough to budget that for future years? Maybe thinking, I'm not so sure if that's what the total is going to be.
Well, for the county to fight opioids, it's a aid, but it won't finance what we already do. And this money can even go back for jurisdictions if they had costs in the past or in the future. We have a unit to fight this opioid and other drugs, fentanyl, whatnot. And I think our county will use it to help finance the cost of that unit. It's a unit with six counties total with us and a couple cities. And we work together to track these traffickers and things down and try to slow it down in our area.
Do you see this down the road? Do you see any more issues coming from this, or is this thing settled?
Yeah, no, it's not settled. This was three big pharma and Johnson & Johnson, and there's a lot of lawsuits out there against even the local pharmaceuticals. Out there. So, no, I don't think it's over. It goes on.
It will go on. All right. Vince, thanks for the update. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Nice chatting with you. We'll be back right after this.
everyone. I'm here with Marlene Wary, and Personal Wellness Spa has a new website. Let's talk about that.
Well, for so long, I hear people telling me, well, you know, you weren't open when I got off work. And I let my products slip for a few weeks. Or our snowbirds go south for the winter or out west somewhere, and they maybe didn't get enough product along with them. So now you can shop any time of day. So just, you know, go to personalwellnessspa.net and go on the online shopping, and any of the makeup, any of our skincare products, they're all available. You can color match yourself on the site as well. But it's available, and I think it will be a help, you know, to many of us seeking that better skincare.
Great. So check out personalwellnessspa.net today.
Hey, what's up? I'm Ethan.
And I'm Danielle, and we're back on the road again in the exciting new Toyota Camry.
America's best-selling car is one of 14 different Toyotas available as an electrified vehicle.
At 52 mpg, it's got a driving range over 680 miles.
And because it's a hybrid, the gas engine automatically charges the battery. Genius.
Saving you thousands in fuel costs over the next 5 years.
And every new Camry comes with 2-year no-cost maintenance included.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Let me tell you how I make my classic combo. People call it delicious. I call it perfection. The dough, made fresh every day, no exceptions. And I never, ever skimp on the toppings. Beef, pepperoni, sausage, onions, black olives, and mushrooms. Then I pile on real mozzarella, freshly grated. And that makes this combo a classic. Get the pizza that started it all. Godfather's Pizza's classic combo. Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
It's time for the 43rd Annual Rebel Run Classic Car Show at the Allen County Fairgrounds. So bring out the classics, the hot rods, even the imports. So much to see and enjoy. Fun for the entire family.
A recent survey reveals most parents believe their children will experience mental health challenges as they return to the classroom. Christian Benavides has more of what's on available in today's Medical Breakthroughs.
Story time at the library.
Back to school has been difficult during the pandemic. Jalen Ziegler had remote kindergarten. Returning to the classroom for first grade was a big transition for her and others.
She experienced some bullying just because, like I said, some of those kids, it was their first time around other students. They kind of had been confined to their own homes the year before, and they just weren't used to that kind of interaction.
Now that second grade is here, her mom says she has additional concerns.
On top of the bullying is that their education isn't really up to speed, because it was a lot on us parents to teach them during those years. Some other concerns, like explaining to them certain emergencies in the pandemic.
A national survey shows 79% of parents believe their children will face challenges back to school this fall. The survey was conducted on behalf of the Children's Mental Health Movement on our sleeves.
The top 3 challenges the parents shared with us were safety concerns, bullying, and then just continued social difficulties because of the pandemic.
Dr. Ariana Hoyt says these concerns can affect a child's mental health, which can then make learning and socializing with peers more difficult. She recommends families have a daily check-in.
Even if you're not worried, it's just to build the habit and that relationship with your child. And we also have back-to-school conversation starters, so open-ended questions for parents to ask their children about how they're feeling and what they're excited about, what they're nervous about.
We work with her on explaining words for different emotions.
They also do activities like taking walks and reading to help decrease stress.
Here's what the newsroom is working on today. We'll hear about a new scholarship program at OSU Lima. It's designed to give students a jump start in their medical careers.
And Heart and Soul and Lima Central Catholic staff and students are teaming up for a great project. We'll stop by their distribution of shoes that they've collected for a very worthy cause.
And it's a blast from the past as classic car owners do a little last-minute waxing and buffing. We'll take you to the Elderly Daycare Car Show and see what's popular this year.
Well, don't go away. Still to come on Noon Edition, we'll check in with Allen County Museum about docent training and the Ohio President's dinner fundraiser.
And Nathan will be in with another look at the forecast. Noon Edition continues. Don't go away.
More and more jobs are coming to Ohio, thanks to Mike DeWine. And we need highly skilled employees to fill those jobs. That's why the DeWine Husted administration is championing career tech education.
I wouldn't be here now without that training.
This opportunity changed my life.
Thousands of Ohioans are getting the skills and training they need to succeed without college debt.
It's really helping me provide for my family. My future is so much brighter.
Governor Mike DeWine, he fights and wins for Ohio.
Attention foodies. With this fusion of prime rib steak, melted provolone, and other magical melty stuff, Arby's is now officially a fusion restaurant. Chef Smooch, Arby's, we have the meat. Arby's, 2 for $7. Every day, euros. Arby's with that great technique. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
It's September sell-down time at Tom Alls.
Over 600 pre-owned vehicles marked down for this event.
Over 50 vans like 2020 Pacificas from $25,795.
Over 100 trucks up to $9,200 under book.
Over 250 SUVs, 18 Equinoxes from $19,999, Jeeps from $16,999, and 7-passenger Outlander just $16,855.
Over 100 cars from Cruisers to LaCrosses, Cadillacs to Sonatas, even Challengers.
And most come with a free lifetime warranty.
Come get your socks knocked off at Tom Alls.
St. Charles Borromeo Catholic Church presents a 2022 and 23 Open Heart Concert Series. Our first concert opens with the Astralis Chamber Ensemble. Come join us for this free concert program that features symbolist and impressionistic works by Debussy, Gaubert, Sassal, Scriabin, plus contemporary works by Yuko Yabashi, Ketting, and Alan Elkins. All are welcome to come hear this music made for everyone to enjoy. Live stream is available.
Don't miss out on the fun. Receive exclusive discounts and be entered for monthly drawings with your hometown Winery and Tavern Tour membership. Visit wineryandtaverntour.com to register.
Administration is working to prevent a nationwide railway strike by the end of the week, a strike that could cost the U.S. billions of dollars per day. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Noon Edition. I'm Jeff Gunner.
And I'm Holly Gaiman. And coming up this half hour, we'll find out what's happening at ArtSpace Lima. And Allen County Museum has a presidential-themed fundraiser coming up. We'll tell you about that. But first, let's take a look at some of the news of the day.
Well, business and government officials are bracing for the possibility of a nationwide rail strike at the end of this week, while talks carry on between the largest U.S. freight railroads and their unions.
The railroads have already started to curtail shipments of hazardous materials and refrigerated products ahead of Friday's strike deadline. Businesses that rely on railroads to deliver their raw materials and finished products have started planning for the worst. Meanwhile, Biden administration officials are scrambling to develop a plan to use trucks, ships, and planes to try to get the most crucial shipments delivered. But the White House is also keeping the pressure up on both sides to settle their differences.
The demand for mortgages continues to slide. According to the latest numbers from the Mortgage Bankers Association, applications for new mortgages fell slightly, more than 1% last week. And in the past 12 months, the demand is down 29% as interest rates climbed past 6% for the first time since 2008. Mortgage rates, which had been easing slightly through July and August, pushed higher yet again after Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell made it clear to investors that the central bank would stay tough on inflation, even if it caused consumers some pain. The 6% interest rate for mortgages is essentially double what it was this time last year.
Well, Queen Elizabeth II has left Buckingham Palace for the last time. Her coffin was carried by a horse-drawn carriage and trailed by grieving family members during the journey to the House of Parliament, where it will lie in state until the funeral early next week. With the royal standard and crown of state resting on top of the coffin and artillery firing salutes at 1-minute intervals, the solemn procession was designed to underscore the Queen's 70 years as the head of state, as the national mourning process shifts to now the grand boulevards and historic landmarks of the nation's capital. King Charles, his sons Princes William and Harry, and other members of the royal family walked behind the gun carriage for the 38-minute journey to Parliament.
Wine is big ag business in California, and the challenges of the heat and drought this year are high for farmers. Tony Lopez has more.
The corks are popping at the annual Legends of Wine Festival in Sacramento.
We're trying to educate people that it's not just about Napa and Sonoma in Northern California. There are 200 plus boutique wineries in the Sacramento region.
But some worry about the increasing environmental challenges plaguing grape growers in our region.
We've had to pull vines because of the drought. Percentages are down. The yields are low.
Anything that impacts our agricultural industry is cause for concern.
So how is the current record-breaking heat wave affecting vineyards?
Definitely harvest has come early.
The intense heat starts to over-ripen the grapes.
We are working fast and furious, just trying to get those grapes in.
The sugar levels are through the roofs right now, so ultimately with high sugar levels, we're going to have to probably dilute the wine a little bit.
There's also lingering impacts from unseasonably cold weather late this season.
We are seeing some frost damage also, so that's been challenging.
And the state is now in a third year of severe drought.
Last year, we were close to a couple of our wells running dry.
Wine grapes are Sacramento County's top crop, valued at more than $150 million a year. And grapes are California's second highest valuable commodity, generating more than $5 billion a year. Nearly 90% of the country's wine exports come from California.
When our farmers aren't thriving, it impacts our entire regional economy. It's jobs, it's revenues coming in, so it's a big deal for Sacramento.
That is quite the science of tweaking the wine when sugar levels are high. It'd be interesting to see how they do all that.
If you like sweet wines like I do, it's probably a good thing.
A good thing. There you go.
All right, well, let's check in with Nathan to see how our afternoon forecast is shaping up.
Well, I'll tell you what, looking pretty sweet out there today as we've got mostly sunny skies. Now, after starting off with a little bit of fog this morning, but boy, things have improved, and we're looking at a great rest of the day here with no weather concerns. Temperatures in the lower 70s. Just calm out there, very little in the way of wind. The humidity's fairly low, so just weather we really like here. And what really will be a pretty typical day for this time of year. The average high is 77, the average low 55. So today we're pretty well right on par with the seasonal normal. The sunrise this morning was at 7:16. Sunset tonight at 7:47, and we're getting closer and closer to having more equal daylight and darkness, of course, as we approach the equinox, which is just over a week away, believe it or not, here. As we look at our, again, satellite and radar, we are looking at a very quiet weather pattern across the Great Lakes through the Ohio Valley, and not much is going to change the next several days. So we're looking forward to that. But this afternoon, temperatures up to 76 by 3 o'clock, 77 by 5 p.m. Very light winds under 5 miles an hour. We are talking about, though, a continued warming trend that will take us well into the 80s. We'll have a detailed look at that in your weekend forecast. That's all coming up.
All right, thank you, Nathan. 21 Uniters from across the United States will be honored by President Biden tomorrow. During the United We Stand Summit, the president will recognize the Uniters for their efforts in fighting hate and violence and fostering unity. Honorees will include bipartisan faith leaders and teachers, police officers and mayors, civic leaders and volunteers, as well as everyday Americans who hold together and reach across lines to heal their communities.
What a cool thing that'll be tomorrow to honor those kind of people,
Right.
you know, and spotlight them.
That's exactly it. A lot of the names that you probably never heard of, but have done amazing things.
That don't make the newscast,
Yeah,
you know,
love
those
that.
are the people, right? Well, a study of rats found that excessive exposure to smartphones and tablets could alter hormone levels and cause early onset puberty.
The European Society for Pediatric Doctors found blue light from phones and tablets causes hormone imbalances in female rats. Doctors say there have been cases of early puberty among young girls during the COVID pandemic, and they say it's possible phone and tablet use could be to blame.
Okay,
Interesting.
wow. That light keeps you up. Now it could change your puberty and all kinds of things.
I know
Wow.
they study a lot of things on rats, but how would they? I don't know with the rat. They're like, do they start smarting off a lot to their moms, or is that what's going on?
Exactly, yeah. They just hightail it out of
real
there. I
bratty,
don't know
yeah.
what they're doing. All right, well, police were able to nab a reckless driver suspect following a chase through South Los Angeles last night.
The driver behind the wheel of a late model Cadillac Escalade was spotted flying down the street. He drove down several residential roads, plowing through intersections with no headlights on. Eventually, the Escalade ran over a set of spike strips thrown down by police. The driver had trouble keeping the car on the road, then eventually pulled over. Police say the suspect got out and surrendered to them without incident. So, like, if you're doing newscasts, I've noticed in California, this is part of the newscast every night. There's some nutty guy getting chased down the highway. I don't know what it is.
No headlights? I mean, good grief.
And they never get away with it.
Right,
you know,
that's the
they
thing.
always-
You'd think by now they know
learn.
I'm not going to get away with
Nobody
this.
does, yeah.
Oh, a food delivery robot rolled through a blocked-off crime scene Tuesday in Los Angeles.
The LAPD had blocked off an area around Hollywood High School after reports of a possible shooting. It turned out to be a hoax, though. Police officers looked on as that delivery robot approached a tape barrier. The robot moved across the street and passed by a crowd of uniformed police officers. It's unclear whether the robot was delivering to or if it made it to its destination. Just goes on by.
Hey, man, I've got to deliver this food that I've got, you know?
It's got a pizza or a taco or something inside.
Someone's waiting for that food.
Yeah. They just stand there and watch it. Oh, what can you do?
Oh, goodness. All right, well, it's Wednesday, so that means it's time for Job of the Week through Ohio Means Jobs, Allen County.
Just jot down the number for this week's job opportunity.
Next on Noon Edition, we'll find out what's happening with arts and ArtSpace Lima. Sally Windle's in, so don't go away.
Watch weekday mornings for Your School Delays, brought to you locally by Kewpie Hamburgers, Kewpie East, West, and Downtown.
Huge savings this weekend at Ashley. Friday through Monday only. Save 25% off your first item plus 20% off the rest of your purchase. That's right, 25% off your first item plus 20% off the rest of your purchase. 4 days only at Ashley.
The Dream Maker Factory Spa event is going on now at Pools & More with hundreds of models in stock and ready to ship. For a limited time only, get 0 interest and 0 payments until May of 2023. 7-person spas starting at just $56.99. And with free chemicals, free delivery, and Pools & More rewards, you'll save hundreds. The Dream Maker Factory Spa event going on now only at Pools & More.
Pools & More. Come join the fun.
What are you waiting for?
Colorectal cancer is a leading cause of cancer death for both men and women in the U.S. About 1 in 3 people who should get tested have never been screened. Maybe they don't know that regular testing could save their lives, or worried about cost and health insurance coverage issues. At GI Physicians, care and prevention is our goal. We provide quality professional services at a lower cost than others in the region. Don't wait. Schedule your screening today by calling GI Physicians.
Wapak Ford is Northern Ohio's new destination for new and pre-owned vehicles. Huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles with almost all of them coming with the Wapak Advantage lifetime warranty. Save huge with our live market pricing that guarantees the best price on like vehicles in a 250-mile radius. We are a KBB authorized dealer, meaning more for your trade than anywhere else. Lowest new car prices, and all new cars come with a Wapak Advantage lifetime warranty. So before you buy, give Wapak Ford a try.
Don't miss Ashley's weekend sale. Friday through Monday only. Save 25% off your first item plus 20% off the rest of your purchase. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase and no down payment. 4 days only at Ashley.
Today's patio chat is being brought to you locally by Westridge Furniture in Delphus. See it all at your finer outdoor furniture store.
Well, we're checking in with the arts with ArtSpace Lima. Sally Windle, the executive director, is in to tell us what's happening, and thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so it's been a lot of action downtown and stuff. We had the art walk and things like that, and so things have been going well.
Right. In fact, the art walk has led to a lot of new ideas, and people are coming in and they're talking about some things that they've seen. So there's lots of opportunities for us to continue this, and we're going to have another one in the spring. So we're looking forward to doing that. We're going to open it up a little bit, so there might be a prize that's associated with it and the People's Choice, so that there's more participation. But the nice thing is it was about the artist and their artwork, and people got to talk to people that maybe they wouldn't have had the opportunity to at a show. So it was all really good. Plus the weather cooperated. So we feel real fortunate about that.
Right, yeah, some great stuff. Okay, so let's look ahead, because in October, you're going to have, I think it's a really unique event, a really neat thing. So tell us more about this.
Well, we have 3 artists coming in, and usually when you have more than one artist, their artwork is mixed in the galleries. Well, we have so many galleries that we can or every artist can have their own. Okay. So we have 3 very powerhouse people, and it's all about throwaway items, mixed media. A lot of artists use just different things that they find when they put together in a collage. And it comes from 3 different areas. We have one artist, Steve Poletto, who talks about, and he's written some books and poetry about throwaway people who have died and they shouldn't have, or people whose lives was taken earlier. And he then makes collages out of found objects or throwaway objects. So it's kind of recycling. But he presents it in a really unique way, and then we're going to have the poet laureate, and we're going to have some poetry readings in the Brick Gallery. So they'll be there. And then one of the most, I think the biggest show that we've had this year is Karen Bondicek, and she's from Michigan. And she does what a lot of artists do. They focus in on nature and highlight it and take it through lots of mediums. But she also has stories about ravens and crows and how they pick up everybody else's throwaway things. So she creates stories, but her artwork is phenomenal. It will fill the whole Ellen Nelson Gallery. And then our third artist is Lisa Austin. She's from Connecticut, and she brings in a really fresh approach about just finding different found items from articles in the newspaper. Maybe it's pictures. She puts them together to create a new narrative. So it's all about mixed messages, mixed medium, different messages in a way of changing the original form to something that's new and unique.
Wow. How do you find such unique artists like that to make them? I mean, they do intertwine with each other the way things go and stuff. That's neat.
It's, a lot of times it's talk with other artists. Sometimes it's just, I'm interested in presenting a show on, say, dementia, or we're interested in showing a show about recycling or poetry. And then it leads to a lot of nice conversations. But we've got some really great people on our board, and we also have some great artists that check in and will say, hey, have you seen this new person? And I'm not afraid to pick up the phone and call, because I really want Lima to be a place where you can see some really great art.
Yeah. Okay, so when does that start in October?
That will start the last week of October, but we're probably going to bring in one of the artists earlier just because of their schedule. So it will still be a nice opening, but then we're going to have some activities during that whole time of until the holidays.
All right, very good. Awesome stuff, Sally. Thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, don't go away. Noon Edition continues with a look at the weather forecast.